Let's order a pizza. We'll go live in about 30. All right. No? All right.
I think we're live.
I know. Sorry.
Hey, you're watching Show Me Your Pick with Fruitcake Tony, and this is Cher from Vixen. You better watch this show.
Bam!
Bam. Quick.
Hi.
Right on.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, now, it's Saturday night.
It is.
Once again.
It is Saturday night.
It's a great night to be streaming, everybody.
It is a great night to be streaming. Yeah, it is. It's Saturday, August the 13th.
No, please don't.
Yeah.
My inbox will just blow up all of a sudden, and yeah.
And we are live, Brendan B. Squared, Sandra, Charles Green, Saturday night, Fruitcake Tony with you, hanging out, talking Nazareth with a special guest. Yes, we do.
Yeah, we left the door open, someone wandered into the green room. So,
oh, shit.
But it's always a good time. Always a good time.
Yes, it is. We got to watch some of Ted Nugent live backstage, courtesy of Christopher Live Sawa. Where was that at again, B?
I'm looking that up right now. It was somewhere in Michigan. It was at an amphitheater in Michigan.
Yeah.
And I forgot the name of it. I had the name of it. I have it in 2 seconds. Okay, so he's at the Michigan Lottery Amphitheater in Sterling Heights, Michigan.
Right.
Ted Nugent and what was the other guy's name? I forget the opening band. Rick Monroe and the Hitmen. That's it.
Rick Monroe and Hitman. Okay.
And Uncle Ted.
We got to watch the opening the opening of Ted. So that was cool. Thank you, Chris, dude. You rock, man. So I'm sure Chris will be checking in with us as the evening unfolds and him jamming out to Ted Nugent as we speak. Mm-hmm. Get me a pick, brother.
It's pretty far away, but he can still get one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, it's Saturday, August the 13th. We're into episode 110 here. Already. We're in triple digits.
Nice.
Yeah. Very cool.
I know, it does, right?
Yeah. Hey, Ratt, how are you?
Yeah.
What's your favorite Nazareth song? Stick it in there. Hey, Terry. Hey, Holly.
That's not a Nazareth song.
Ryan, Symmetry, Polly. Gnfnr works.
I like the dog.
Let me pop out. You want to do roll call, Sandra?
I can.
Why don't you? Yeah.
Hello to the panel. Fruitcake, Charles, and Brendan. Thanks so much for being here.
Hi.
As always, the lovely Holly Lewis.
Hey, Holly.
Terry 3D.
Terry, what's going on, brother?
Ryan Hall, hello. Symmetry's joining us.
Chemistry, what's
Yo,
up, brother?
Paulie.
Paulie, welcome home, brother.
Hey, bro.
Metalworks.
Yeah. Let's get
Charles 75N.
Hey, guys. Charles, what's up, bro?
Taylor. Hey, Taylor.
Hey, sweetie.
Ben Coombs. Tim Thomas.
Tim, what's up, brother?
Thomas Santiago.
Thomas. Right on, bro.
All the rest are the same. I said Andy Carson. Did I say Andy Carson? Got Ryan. John DeShane. Hello.
Yep.
For
Hit
the
Metalwork.
third time,
Yep.
John.
Hey, guys. Hey.
And we'll
Welcome,
say
everyone.
and say trickle on in, but thank you so much for tuning in. If you would, if you haven't, if you are new here, hit the sub, ring the bell to never miss an upload. Subscribe for more cool content just like this. Please visit our Facebook fan pages. I'll be posting those links in the chat in just a few minutes. Right now, I'm going to turn over to Tony. He's got some shit he wants to tell you about.
Yeah, show me your pick fan page, Facebook. Links are down below. Do visit that. We post shows here and other cool memorabilia and guitar pick stuff in there regularly. And the HALENVILLE Live Facebook fan page, newly just a couple months old, a bunch of stuff in there already. All the old episodes, plus all kind of new stuff that you only see there. You don't see on the shows. So stay in touch with the HALENVILLE Live Facebook fan page. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff there this week, and will continue to be. So, yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Well,
We're going to do trivia later on in the show.
yes,
Where somebody is going to play against me, and we're going to do 10-shot rock and roll trivia. And so now let me take a second here. Sandra, we did not talk about this, sweetheart. You've been on vacation, and we did not talk about this, but last week, Brendan and me eliminated the time clock, and we gave 10 seconds to every question. I think that is
never really went by the time clock anyway.
No,
it's
we
a
never
great,
used it.
yeah, right. So
for aesthetics, really.
So this way we can, whoever wants to play, we can keep them in the big screen. While they play, we can keep the contestant in the big screen rather than the time clock. So, and we'll give 10 seconds per question. 10 questions about rock and music trivia that Sandra has prepared for us this week. Hey, Keith, is there any hints for what the...
Yes, there's a big hint. They are 10 general rock and roll questions, but we're like into week 17 or week 18. So if you've been paying attention to at least my trivia questions, these are all repeats.
Ooh.
So you should know the answers.
You should get them all. It should be a 10 out of 10 night.
With that said,
Hi, Mr. Campbell.
if you beat me tonight, you're going to get a choice.
Grab bag.
Ooh.
A grab bag. You can get an Yngwie Malmsteen pick if you want. You can get a Steve Vai pick if you want.
Nice.
You can get a Jason Becker, the last Jason Becker pick. The poopy dog taking a dump on your pick.
Bring a baggie.
Yes. Don't use your hands, please.
Clean up after your pet.
But there's one of these in there still. But plus 2 kids. Dun, 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 dun. There's one more still of the Def Leppard
Stadium tour.
Yes.
Charles
There's
was
one
there.
of these left.
Ooh,
Charles was
so
there.
it's the last Jason Becker and the last stadium tour.
You can get a Sammy Hagar cover. Cabo Wabo tequila.
Bravo.
Those are nice.
If you want, what? That's it. So the Steve Vai, the Sammy Hagar, the Yngwie Malmsteen, the
Hip Metalworks.
Jason Becker.
I think Hip Metalworks is saying he'll play for all three.
I guess so.
Yeah, anybody would.
Sure.
Rocket Metal
But
Works.
the winner will get their choice in that 10. I mean, and it's in a Van Halen 10, of course, man.
Nice.
Come on.
All roads.
Hell, what do you expect?
Holly said she just got her Cabo Wabo pick today.
Oh, nice.
Right on, Holly.
Nice, Holly.
Right.
I'll just put it up here.
Yeah.
Nice.
So Holly was our.
All right.
She beat me last week.
She beat you last. That's right.
Way to go, Holly.
What's your record now, Brendan?
I think I won one and lost one. 1-1.
What's your record, Charles?
1-0.
1-0.
Yeah.
Hey, T-Kid, look at this.
But just barely. And it was the best flipping game of trivia
Keith
ever. Holly
Campbell.
Wolf.
If I get 10 and 10, can I get all of them?
Oh.
What if you tie me?
Ooh.
If you both get 10 out of 10, I'd say no. But that's up to you, T, because it's...
I'm just going to be rude and say, shut up, Holly. You want it fair and square.
What? What happened? Oh, no, she did.
Holly won. Yeah, of course.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
She's bad.
We did tie, but she got the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
That's winning.
That's right.
That is
That's
winning.
winning.
That counts as a win.
Yeah.
Nazareth. Oh, wait,
Um,
before that, I should probably ask. Did we cover new stuff yet? Did you have any?
No, he has an unboxing.
I haven't unboxed. I don't have any new. I do have something new this week.
Okay.
I do have something. So with and Keith Campbell has already shown these when we did Halenville Live a couple of weeks ago on Keith's birthday, and that was a great time. But
Yeah,
Keith
me too.
unboxed the box set, the Walmart box set.
That was
But-
so much fun.
Yeah,
So let me.
that was nice.
In that box set came those passes, right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So yeah, I got the passes.
Nice.
I didn't
Nice.
get the vinyl, but it's got the,
Look at that.
Keith has already showed these a couple of weeks ago, but it's got the pass from every tour of the first 6.
Oops, I should probably be doing this.
Um,
Oh, gopping
Yeah, thank you.
Not paying attention to
and
this.
there's the back of, and
Cool.
let's see, there's the fair warning
Yeah.
replica. All these are cool as hell,
Yeah,
but
they're definitely cool.
yeah, definitely. Let's see.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
And the last one.
Excellent.
Oh yeah.
Excellent.
But yeah, those are just the passes from the box set that I didn't want to get the box set, but I didn't need the passes, but it'd be cool to have the passes
Sure.
for the like that. But we'll put that back in.
There's some concerns with the snack situation backstage, Tony.
They're
There
gone.
are.
They're gone.
Man,
gone.
you told me that the snack mix was okay to eat. That's messed up, man.
All right. Who's gonna make the call in the morning to catering? All right. I'll make it. I'll make it. All right.
Hungry. I was hungry. What do you want?
It's all good.
Absolutely.
Our guests will understand. I'm almost 100% sure of that. Almost.
I think the guests are starting to eat the furniture.
But our guest is not just a guest.
No.
He is not. He's our brother.
He is.
We've had him a number of times, and we'll have him a number more times. Ladies and gentlemen, Ben Coombs, there he is. Right on, bro.
What's going on, folks? What's going on? Yeah,
Hello.
there's no snacks left.
Hey.
None.
Well,
I
Charles
all
ate
the
most of them.
snacks. Hashtag all the snacks.
Sorry, Ben.
Yeah, it happens. You know, I get it. I get it. You know, I get it. It's all good. So talking Nazareth tonight. All right,
Yeah.
I'm down for that because known as a Scottish band, although somehow a part of the band ended up living in Kitchener, Ontario.
How does that happen?
That's cool. And so I get Nazareth playing. You're like, wow, really? They're still together? Cool. Let's go. Because they're one of those bands. They're a survivor band.
And
They are.
took their name from Nazareth, Pennsylvania. So
Howdy
from,
doll in the chat.
from the band song, the weight, take a load off Annie. Pulled
Yeah.
into Nazareth, was feeling.
Ben, nice to see you, bro.
The world tour continues. Last night I was in New Zealand. Tonight, North Carolina.
Cool.
Right
Yeah.
on.
Did you get any sleep?
Some of us saw you in New Zealand. It was a great show, great interview.
Yeah. That was
Very
fun. Shout out to Andrew and the guys over at the
Yeah,
it's the
absolutely.
5150 show
Andrew,
channel.
you're welcome.
Guys rock.
Great show.
Nice
Sub to
try.
his channel.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely those guys.
And then I'm here tonight.
Absolutely.
And it was great seeing you folks in the chat last night. And I see a few familiar names, that happens. So I'm gonna have fun tonight as usual. And I got my pick handy. I've been using these lately. These are my go-to picks. Come on, are you gonna focus? No, you're not gonna focus because I'm trying to be nice. There it is.
There it is.
These are Master 8 out of Japan.
Oh, there you go.
Hey,
And that imprint, that's actually rubberized. So it's
Oh, cool.
it's grippy without being grippy.
Grippy, man. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Quentin, what's going on, brother?
Let's see, that's the other side. There we are.
Oh, there you go. That's
And
pretty
yeah,
cool,
you can
man.
see a few ravages of some pick slides because that's how I roll.
Nice.
What's the point of playing rock and roll if you can't do pick slides? Like,
That's
there's
right.
just no point,
Yeah, there's no point.
right?
That's it.
No point at all.
None.
No.
That's
Yes,
it.
symmetry. Andrew did have kiwi in the green room because I asked for it. I thought it would be fresh, and he did not disappoint. It was the freshest.
We have the cool stuff in our. We have Coke Classic in the bottle, fresh
All the Cokes.
strawberries,
Yep.
shrimp.
Tony, I stole a bottle of Sundrop. I hope you didn't mind.
You
No,
guys
no, it's cool.
oh my
carbon
God,
station.
yeah.
When in
Carry
North
one
Carolina,
on.
I'm sipping on the Sundrop. That's me.
There you go.
I haven't
Yeah,
had
because-
sun
That's right.
in a long, long time.
Because if you go outside, like maybe a county or so over, someone's hauling it over illegally.
Yeah.
But as soon as you get beyond 50 miles of the North Carolina border in any direction, including the sea, fun fact, they're like, "What's that?" I was like, "It's good.
Johnny
You
Heartbreaker?
can't describe it. It's good. It's just good."
All right,
Welcome
I'm gonna
those
jump over
rolling
to
in.
the chat. I'll leave you guys to it. Ben,
All right.
welcome. Thanks for coming back.
Thank you for having me, Sandra.
Absolutely. All right, bye.
See you later, kiddo.
We'll see you in a bit, kid.
I'll be back for trivia.
Ben, they're still
Yeah.
playing Nazareth. They're playing in Canada tomorrow night, Maple Ridge, British Columbia.
Oh yeah, that's a huge music festival going all basically if you're a Canadian band that formed in a 20-year period
Yeah,
and you're still hey, do you want to fly in? Do you remember the set list? Yeah. Huh? There's like 12 bands. Symmetry
Yeah,
knows
they
about
got
it.
one,
Like
two,
Is
three,
McCafferty
just down the road
still
from Symmetry
fronting
or
the
just down the
band?
road from John Duchesne in Maple Ridge.
there's like four shows in Canada. I don't know who's still in it, Charles. I'm trying to find that, but they got Winnipeg, Saskatoon, Regina, Saskatchewan.
Regina.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's just a princess. That's all.
Oh, yeah. So that's cool, man. I
Cool.
don't know who's still in it. Let's see who's still in it.
Yeah, it's a
Pete
quite the
Agnew,
festival
Jimmy
going.
Morrison,
Yeah,
Lee
Nazareth.
Agnew,
And
Carl Santos.
fun fact: when I was living in Kitchener, Ontario, briefly in the late '90s, which is Kitchener Waterloo, let's say an hour and a half west of Toronto,
Mhm.
if you went down to, I believe it was the Kelsey. No, it wasn't a Kelsey's. It was like a Kelsey's on Monday nights. A couple members in Nazareth did an open mic.
Oh, nice.
And they would play anything and everything, which showed the versatility of their musician. Like, you go in there, you're like, we're the two old guys jamming up on stage. You're like, yeah, that's like half of Nazareth. You're like, really? And meanwhile, they're playing anything but Nazareth, essentially. And pick the genre, and that was the thing, because it was an open mic and you could sit in with them or just do your own thing. And they're like, great, we don't have to play. If you want to play by yourself, great, And yeah, it was cool. It's a pub.
Nazareth reminds me of bands like Grand Funk. That's kind of the same era. I
not talked about a lot, but definitely had put their mark out there, and then some. Like, you don't want to say a forgotten band, but just an overlooked band in many ways.
Yeah.
Well, they've had a lot of hits, a lot of radio play, tons of radio play. Their lead singer was McCaffrey. He's one of the iconic, in my mind, one of the first cool lead singers with a killer voice that I remember being like 11 years old, 1971, 72, because they actually started getting radio play around 1970 when they moved to England from Scotland. I'm not sure how long they were in England, but that's where their first album came from. They've got a lot of hits, though. They got a ton of hits, but they were copied. I don't know. I'm not so sure. This is up for debate. I'm not sure. I kind of always got the vibe that they were copied by a bunch of other bands. Maybe it was just a generalization.
Or they were just on that leading edge of, that Marshall-driven sound with a guy with a raspy voice, right? Playing up-tempo rock and roll.
Yeah, well, Roger Glover from Deep Purple has a. I'm wearing a Deep Purple T-shirt, by the way, in honor of Nazareth. I don't have a Nazareth T-shirt, but Roger Glover, the bass player, original bass player for Deep Purple, was one of their producers. He produced their first couple of 3 albums, I believe.
Kind of took them under his wing, if you will.
Yeah, and they didn't really, until they got out from under Glover, though. That first album they came out with, and the name of the album eludes me at this moment, but that's when they got their breakthrough success. At that moment was their most popular album, I believe. But no, they are the very beginning of what I remember as rock music that I got into.
I always think of they're like one of those pleasantly surprised bands. Like, if you go out to see them play live, you're like, okay, like, I know Nazareth, right? And you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to hear at least 3 or 4 hits I'm going to like. And then you get halfway through the set and you're like, wait a minute, I've already heard 7 that I like.
Yeah.
And they haven't even played 2 of the ones I came here to hear. Like, what is going, like, they're one of their catalog is much deeper than you think. It's crazy.
And it's songs you don't realize that they sang and they put out. Yeah. You're like, oh my God, they did that? Oh, they did that? Yeah. So.
I forget. I was listening to satellite radio, and then for some reason Nazareth's song Holiday came on. I was like, oh, I totally remember that song, but I haven't heard it since 1982. Right. All of a sudden, I was like, that was a huge hit. Because I'm like, that was an AM radio hit.
Yeah. I was like, oh. I think Whiskey Drinking Woman got some play. I think it did, but not for long. I seem to remember that from many, many years ago. Yeah, man, Nazareth was cool. My first memories of rock music were Nazareth. My brother was into him, pretty heavy. He was the one who introduced me to that kind of stuff. But there was this down in Redondo Beach, California, the very first, I think I was a freshman in high school, and you didn't have to be 18 to get into it, but it was a little club sort of a deal, kind of seedy actually, called the Smokestack. And it was right on Fisherman's Wharf in Redondo Beach, right next to the electric company in sort of the industrial part of town. And I used to go there to see. That was the very first club I ever went to and saw a live band. And the very first song that I ever heard in the smokestack was "Hair of the Dog."
Yeah.
And it's funny because in the green room, I'm going to snitch you off, Tony. Tony went into a vocal of "Hair of the Dog" and grabbed a cowbell with a drumstick and entertained us for about a minute and a half. And it was awesome. Okay, I'm just throwing it out there. However,
it was epic.
The band was super cool. The guy had a half-stack Marshall, guy playing guitar, but they had a lead singer, a young lady, really beautiful girl who did the cowbell and sang vocals. And I remember that to this day. That kind of burned in my brain. But yeah, very cool. "Hair of the Dog," man.
That was my introduction. That was my introduction to him, yeah.
I get a huge mountain vibe, Leslie West Mountain. When I hear that song,
totally.
It sounds a lot like Mississippi Queen to me, even though it's not the same song. It's
the same vibe, though.
Vibe,
It's definitely the same vibe. Yeah,
you know,
I remember listening to that though in the back of my mom's car. 75. I was 7 years old, and you're like, oh, "Son of a bitch!" Oh. You know, your little kids laughing your ass off.
That's the first song, Brendan, that I ever remember a radio station blipping out and doing a silent blip during the first word.
I think they played it back in 75.
Not in Canada. We don't bleep anything in Canada.
It was that, and
so
it was that.
But it didn't matter because you were singing along and you just sang right over the blip and nobody cared, you know.
Exactly.
But I think that's the very first song that I remember that.
I think for me, my first memory, like noticeably remembering now, is I was being too young to know who or what's on the radio, but taking a electronics class in high school, the teacher, of course, being electronics shop class, built a stereo system into the. So we had two 412s, but linear. So it's literally 4 12-inch speakers in a row. 2 of those mounted above his back office lab area thing, and we were running, and it ran off a rack mount stereo system, which we ended up rebuilding in high school as a side project.
That's cool.
And he had only 2 cassettes. He had a cassette player and only had 2 cassettes: Neil Young's Harvest and Nazareth's Greatest Hits.
Wow.
And I already had Neil Young's Harvest, so I was like, "Hey, does this stereo system work?" And he's like, "Yeah, people keep ripping off my cassettes." I'm like, "We just make a rule, like if a cassette gets played, you put it in, or you appoint someone, like the freaking hall monitor of the cassettes, so it's his ass on line." He goes, "Well, then it's your ass on line." I'm like, "All right," because I always had cassettes on me, so I'm like, "Okay." He was like, "Just no rap," because he was an old hippie rocker, and he's like, "No rap." I'm like, "All right, no problem." And we put on Nazareth's Greatest Hits, and like say, "Hair of the Dog." I was like, "Oh yeah, I kind of remember this." And then "This Flight Tonight," I'm like, "Yes." I'm like, "This rocks." And to this day, I was like, I haven't had a chance to cover it live, but that I always said, if I'm covering that, I'm not doing Joni's version. I'm doing Nazareth's version.
Mm-hmm.
Because they made that their own.
Let me share this with you guys. Our own Christopher Live Sow is out at his local amphitheater watching Ted Nugent right now, and gave us a glimpse of the opening of that set. But let me share something with you. Chris sent a couple pictures of nice.
There we go.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
He sent a couple pictures of people walking around the amphitheater where he's at right now. Okay. And
that would last like 2 pick slides.
Wow.
Nice.
Very cool.
So this is just a little while ago.
Duggery.
Wiley veteran.
Oh yeah.
Crew member. Wiley.
Wow.
He's the guy, Brendan, if he played baseball, you'd flip over the baseball card and the font is so small, even as a child, you're like, I need a magnifying glass to read this.
You know, that's how old he is. He doesn't even have any tattoos.
Yeah.
That's
he has all the stories and can't remember a single one of them.
Yeah. Oh, man. Craziness. I bet he's got some stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
I love a guy at that age still schlepping gear.
Yeah. I think that band, when they came out at a good time,
Mm-hmm.
but I I think they were a bit, as you said, being underappreciated, possibly overshadowed by other great music of the time.
Yeah, and without like looking at their complete discography, because I'll be honest, like I picked up the greatest hits. I'm like, I'm good for the most part. I don't know if I had any other Nazareth albums. I played the bejesus out of that greatest hits. I know that much, and I remember hearing some stuff, like possible alcohol, and I'm not going to point out which band member, but one of them had a bit of an issue with alcohol. Go figure. Someone from the UK with a bit of a drinking problem. No, never. And so, as such, shows got canceled, I think. And there was no rehab because being on the leading edge, like Grand Funk Railroad, those bands, Led Zeppelin, you're more just so much 60s carrying, because, yeah, they become famous in the early 70s. Right. Well, you formed in the 60s or heavily, and they were on that wave. So, but yet they were 3 to 4 years ahead of the British heavy metal wave. Right, Charles?
Right. Yep.
Like, they were still that little bit before Motorhead. So, they didn't quite... They're like, whoa, no, we don't need that much gain. We're okay. We're still a rock band. So...
They had a small...
They a lot like AC/DC in that way. They were just a good rocking band.
They were a very popular band. They had worldwide, coverage. And... Mm-hmm. Their songs today, I mean, I hear they're still touring, but their songs, like the song Love Hurts.
Like Love Hurts is still probably played at every damn wedding reception.
Oh, they play it all the time on classic radio. All the time.
A couple of days ago on classic rock.
Right.
I mean, it's like, it is a staple. They've got a handful of really great songs. They've got some.
There's one, Boomer. Turn on your receiver. Yeah, I love that track.
Yeah, they're on their 25th album. It's coming out. If it didn't yet, 20.
Well, that's it. Yeah, it's like
so. They're 24 studio albums before.
I do believe my cousin may have seen them in concert at one point, and they even said at the beginning of the set, "We're going to play our new material," and there was a noticeable okay. He said it was good. He goes, "Wasn't the hits, but it was good." And I was just like, "Well, what do you expect? 25 albums and half a century later."
Hey, Janice.
You just don't want to rewrite one of your songs already. Hey, Brendan, you come to rehearsals. Came with this new riff. They're like, yeah, that's off our 4th album.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Maybe they don't remember. I don't know.
Right.
They got so many.
Yeah,
Good to see you.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And Tony, you've got some Nazareth. What do you have? Nazareth picks or?
I got a bunch of Nazareth picks. We'll see those later on. Absolutely.
Maybe we should do an unboxing, T.
We got unboxing.
Maybe you should open that box, T.
I've got an unboxing from Brendan.
Open it up.
And Charles has an unboxing down there from me.
I've been sitting on this for a week. More than that.
Well, hey, I tell you what.
Break it open.
Yeah. Let's do an unboxing, shall we?
Yeah. I want to see what Brendan sent you first, though. Let's do you first.
Well, I was kind of going to do one now and one after trivia. And
I got you. You want me to do one now, then?
Yeah.
You sure you want me to do mine? I'll do mine right now.
Go for
Open that thing.
Charles has been itching for a week, so
we've had that thing for a week.
Well, it's actually been longer than that because I missed last week's show.
That's right, because you're off rocking in a lawn chair.
Because I was at another show.
Yep.
You want me to tell you about it later? I'll be glad.
Oh, man, yes.
It was flipping killer. Let me tell you.
Let's hear about it, dude. Let's hear about it now.
We had a great conversation about this in the green room beforehand. And just before Charles says, I just want to say quickly, he's like, Styx, with their new lead singer. I'm like, yeah, Lawrence Gowan, pretty good, eh? And he's like, yeah. It's like, yeah, he's a household name in Canada for 40 years. And it's amazing. I was so happy that those two, that synergy.
They could not have selected a better guy to replace Dennis DeYoung. There's not a chance in the world. What have you sent me here, Tony?
This is going to take a while.
What you sent me here, man? Okay. I'll do this first, and then I'll do this. What'd you do, Tony? What did you do, man? Okay. Hey. Oh, dude.
Hey, brother Tom.
Is this a stadium pick pack?
Look at that.
It is.
Are you serious? Tony, dude, you know I wanted this, man. This is really cool. Bro, can I open it? Is that okay?
Open it up, man. It's all kind of stuff in there.
Chock full of goodness.
Chock full of goodness.
Yep.
Dude,
better than Sweetwater.
You gave me a lot of picks in here, brother. Oh my goodness. Guys, this thing is a
show me your pick, bro.
It's slap full of all kinds of picks, man.
All the picks.
Oh my goodness.
Nice.
Jeez, Tony.
Hey, Ryan Hall.
These are new picks, old picks.
Cool.
Nice.
This is so cool. This is so cool.
There's
dude.
Charles.
Come on, Tony. This is... Man, I've got a pick collection now.
There's one pick in there that you wanted.
Let's see if we can find it.
You have to sift through and find
Let's see
the
him
golden
loses
acorn.
when he finds it.
Might be near the bottom.
Okay, let me just... Oh, geez, man. This is overwhelming. This is
why I love Charles.
Dude, this is pretty overwhelming. All right, let me just...
He had to put it down. It was so heavy.
I dropped more HALENVILLE and show me your picks in there too, so he's getting them out of the way.
Cool.
That's so you can throw them to his adoring fans in the crowd.
Yeah.
Man, Tony.
Easy computer.
Is it the coin? Is that what the one you're talking about?
Show the coin though.
Coin's badass. Check this out.
Oh, check it. That's cool. Nice.
That's cool.
This is really cool. This is very cool. There's an assortment of all kinds of
That's awesome.
picks in here, you
all
guys.
The picks.
It's not this one. I'm trying to...
There's one you're looking for in there.
Is it the yellow? No. It's not the thank you one, is it?
I don't know.
Oh, wait a minute.
Dan?
Oh, dude. Is it the Def Leppard?
Yes,
the
sir.
Stadium
there it
for
is.
2022 Def Leppard.
There you go, buddy.
I wanted this so bad, you guys. I wanted this so flippin' badly. Very
nice.
Cool. Thank you, Tony.
There it is, dude.
Dude. There's a lot of picks I had to go through, you guys. I'm sorry.
That's okay, buddy.
Evidently, I have a pick collection now. Wow.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Dude, Tony, thank you, man.
Hashtag all the picks.
I'm kind of overwhelmed here, you guys. This is super, super cool, Tony. Man, thank you, dude. I really appreciate that. But there's something else here. What did you do, Tony? What did you do, man?
So last week you got the coin in the VIP pack,
yep.
And that's the bag that it came at.
This is a Def Leppard bag, you guys.
Cool.
This is badass. Tony, thank you so much.
I see a spot right over your computer monitors that could go right there. Right. Blank piece of wall.
This is so cool. Tony.
Charles is just going to be the coolest kid at the grocery store now.
Oh, most
That's
definitely.
just the way that goes. Because
everybody wants to go over to Charles.
Man, thank you, Tony. I really appreciate this, dude. Thank you, man.
Yeah, dude.
You know I love this stuff, man.
I will say there's a handful of companies that will hand out similar bags at NAMM, and so it's funny because I go to the grocery store and I have an Orange Amplifiers one, which is orange, a Jackson Guitars, a Yamaha one. People are like, what's going on with the logos on the bags? Like, that's how I roll.
Nice.
Oh, jeez, man. Yeah, Tony, thank you, dude.
The ultimate swag bag.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Now, if you're Tony, you could probably fill that bag with picks.
Ben, speaking of picks, check your mailbox in a couple of weeks.
I shall do that.
Mailed you some new ones of these.
Ben loves the mail.
Tony's like, so like, what picks do you have of mine? You have the latest ones, right? And I was like, this is the latest one I have. OG.
Yeah, that's an old one.
Yeah.
Now I matches up above Brendan's head and stuff, see.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. And it, and people do know I am a bit of an old school kind of guy, so I'm okay.
Wow.
But I was like, all right. I'll see you later.
Don't those old school FCT picks that have the peace sign on them, don't put those in your mouth. Because you really enjoy the next 5-6 hours.
Didn't your mom ever tell you not to put those in your mouth?
Don't put them in your mouth.
You keep it closer to your
so
face.
what you're describing is a Tuesday for me, Tony.
They're mango flavored, bro. Nice. Wink, wink.
That is so cool, Charles.
Isn't that great?
That is awesome.
There you go.
That's awesome. Cool.
Thank you, Tony.
I wonder how long before I break a string with one of those. I have a very bad experiences with metal picks.
No, I love metal picks.
I knew you loved metal picks, Charles, is why I put that in there too.
I love metal picks. Yeah. You're right though. If they're too sharp, you'll snap an E string. But
yeah, I played for literally 3 minutes, and then when the light caught the picks, it looked like diamond cut. Like it was just glistening. I'm like, wow! Yeah. How did I not break all the strings?
Shreddy turned me on to one of these about 6 months ago. Okay, it's a Dunlop brass pick. I did reshape the tip slightly to make it a little bit sharper, just slightly. But it's not sharp. It looks like it's to a sharp point, but
brass is pretty soft.
It's got a rounded edge to it, but it's on a micro level, and that's the fastest guitar pick I've ever used.
That's a tech pick.
Yeah. I'm sorry. It's a tech pick. Yes.
Yeah, I've got a handful of.
Yeah, I had some of those. I think we gave
chicken picks. They were popular a few years ago. I got a few of them.
Yeah.
Gifts, because they're like, hey, do you want to buy a pick for $8? I'm like, no. I don't like paying that for a pack of picks. I'll be honest with you.
You only need one though. Just don't lose it.
Oh, no.
But that pick I just showed you is exactly the same. And when I say I've used that pick, I have used it every single day for a few months now. It hasn't changed shape one single bit. The tip has not worn off one single bit. It is exactly the same. And I'm fast attack, legato.
So you use metal picks exclusively, Charles?
Yeah, I didn't used to. I used to use a 1.5 or 2 millimeter.
I use them very occasionally. Very just. I mean, I guess I don't like them, but
if you've got using a Floyd where you've got metal at both ends, you get
you like that.
Oh, I love it. And when you do a pick scratch, when you take and you scratch, you come down. It's like another world, babe.
No doubt. It sounds like a buzzsaw.
Hey, it's really cool, It's really cool. But I do enjoy. I used to enjoy. The thing about it is I liked a pick that had a sharp attack with a fine beveled tip on it. Even though it had a thick mass, I wanted a sharp tip. My favorite shape for a pick is an XL size John Petrucci Jazz 3, I think they call it. Because it's easy to handle. It's got a little bit larger size to it. So you grip it, no problem. But it comes down to a super ultra fine point. The thing about it is the fine point will wear off very quickly if and it's okay if you want to blow through picks and all that. I did. I've been doing it for years now. And then Shreddy turned me on to those. I'll give him a shout out. Joe Gerard. Everybody wants some.
Yeah, man.
One time he said, "Why don't you just
his stage picks are those also?"
I don't want to give his secrets away. We'll ask him. But I'm just saying.
He turned you on to him. Yeah.
Being endorsed by some other buddy. I don't want to mess with his program.
No. I mean,
this
I'm
is
just
what he
saying.
showed me. he showed his pick on the show before, I believe. I know he did it in the green room, and that was what he showed me. So
Nice.
I'm just joking.
We've got his picks, his band's picks.
His everybody wants some band picks. We have those.
Sweet.
But that brass pick, he turned me onto it, and I have not looked back.
So you're going to start playing 13-gauge strings like Phil Collins now?
No.
So speaking of Phil Collins,
tuned a half step down with that brass pick, and I'm fine, guys.
Speaking of Phil Collins, Phil and Viv both use metal picks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just love it. I'm just sharing it with you. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the metal pick. I mean, it's a little weird.
If it doesn't feel right for you, but
you definitely get a difference in feel.
Yeah.
With the nylon, I guess is the picks that I like. The nylon, I believe, would be what you'd call them. The 2.0 Dunlop was one of my very favorite. I would use that, and you can feel it when you dig into the string. You're leaving nylon on the string when you're doing that, and it gives you a certain when the tip of the pick hits the string, it makes it ring out nicely as long as it has something to grab. So that deteriorating pick is actually you have a sweet spot where you're wearing on. It's quite nice, but when that sweet spot goes, it changes things. It just flattens out, and that's when it's time to grab a new pick. You can go through a lot of picks if you're playing all the time. I don't do that anymore, though. I have the same pick I've had for the last few months. It hasn't changed shape at all.
I used to use these for speed back.
Now that's a very hard composition. I believe
it's a 1.05 George Dennis, I think.
Okay.
The brand.
Yeah.
And it's weird because practicing, it's got a bit of a cat's tongue feel to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was okay playing, but as soon as I got under lights, all the cavities just filled with sweat, and I could not keep one of these in my hand. So literally after my first gig, I'm like, nope, got to find a completely new pick.
Yeah.
And luckily, I did have a few Tortex picks. And I was like, okay, smooth surface, and I just found that's what I have to use.
A lot of guys like to use the little itty bitty jazz picks, and I do like them. I do like them to a certain point, but I can't hold on to the darn thing. And I just if it shifts a little bit, I can't.
I end up just playing with my fingertip then half the time. I find.
Yeah, my son loves them. He thinks they're the greatest things.
Yeah,
friend
Lawrence includes them in his pick packs. That's one of those little jazz size.
Yeah. Yep. That's a great shape. As opposed to you can hang on to it real easy, and it's got a fast attack, man.
Which I'm just looking for one of his other ones that's full size for comparison. Really, I just saw like 3 of them in here. But no, we're just live on the air, so we'll just keep looking. Old logo. That shows how long I've been doing this. Here, double fist it. There we go.
Nice.
Very cool, man. Very cool.
So,
they're fairly thick. I don't know what they are. 1.1. They don't have any give. Like they could be load bearing picks, is what I'm saying. They're definitely load bearing picks.
But a lot of those also, like your max grip Dunlops that have the cat tongue the cat tongue texture. A lot of the pad print logo stuff that we find on a lot of guitar picks do offer grip when you're playing. So
yeah.
It's weird. Everybody's different too that way, right? Like some people swear by a grippy and some people swear by a smooth.
Yeah, it depends.
Yeah,
on what you like.
Different shapes and thicknesses, and
it's amazing how many shapes of picks.
What I realize is I think every time my friends have been over, they pretty much stole all my gravity picks. Great. I had like a dozen gravity picks.
Well,
and now I have one JHS one. because JHS still gives out gravity picks, or at least they used to at NAMM. And so you always swung by that booth like once a day.
Yeah.
I've always used a regular shape. Doesn't matter if it, but just a lot of the I got these a while back, and they're cooler than hell, and they have a lot of angles, and you can probably play on a lot of the different angles of them. But these shark fin
picks, yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't know if I've ever messed with one of those.
I mean,
I didn't see one in there.
To me, as far as when you have something on your mind, as far as you're playing, and habit says, grab a guitar at this moment for a reason because of this, and I don't want to feel awkward when I grab a guitar and this is in between the strings, and it feels every time I use these,
I don't know how that would feel
weird.
in my hand.
I can't.
I like the bigger size, like the bass picks, you know.
Yeah, I started fooling around with those, Brendan, because one, 3-sided, but a lot of guys back in the day used those, and I tried one out, and it was surprising. The last time I picked one up, I didn't notice any difference. Like before, it was just like, oh, it's like I'm trying to race a road course with a Cadillac, and it's like, no, I'm just riding on the door handles. But I picked it up, I was like, holy crap, this works. Okay. Yeah. I mean, maybe it's an age thing. You know, like that pick size and shape, it's the new balance of picks. I don't know.
Could be.
Could be. Hashtag Dad Rock.
Dad Rock.
So, I know.
Very cool, man.
Very cool. Yeah, no, they make the little the cork grip thingies, the little round cork grips on the picks to help you grip them. You know, you glue sandpaper on the. There's all kind of.
Ever played with the Swiss picks, the ones with the holes in them?
They help also. They do, and they're quite popular.
Yeah, I haven't tried one of them either.
Yeah, but those,
I was looking for them
holes,
at the last NAMM show, but they're kind of just walking around handing out picks. So unless you ran into them, you wouldn't know.
Yeah, those holes are raised. Each hole is raised, and it offers, grip.
Sounds like they just poked them with a soldering iron, and it just, up and around.
I don't know.
No idea.
They're like, shh! That's our trade secret. Oh, okay. Sorry.
All right.
Did not.
All right.
Trivia time. Trivia time. Right on. John's in. All right.
John's in. John hanging out on the West Coast. I think that Maple Ridge Music Fest is right down the street from him or something like that.
Cool.
Yeah. Everybody's.
So we are going to play some 10-shot, by God, rock and roll trivia. We're going to play trivia for some a guitar pick.
Didn't play.
And
just saying.
Yes, it does.
Right on.
Always.
We're going to get our friend John DeShane has volunteered to play trivia. He's never played, Sandra, has he?
I want to say
so.
maybe once, maybe.
Has he played?
I don't think he did.
I don't remember John playing you guys.
I don't either. I don't.
Maybe.
So John, we're gonna pop you a link, dude. I'm gonna put a link in the chat for you, and you can jump in and hang out with us and play some trivia. How about it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Here it comes, dude.
John's a cool cat.
Catch it if you can.
Catch it.
Okay, he says he's never played trivia. Okay, this will be cool.
He's lived it.
10 seconds for answer. All right.
Yes.
Give or take.
While he's clicking in, I'm going to shamelessly promote tomorrow night. I have Charles 75N on my channel for the Sunday night hang. Because why is that? Because last week I had Charles Green on, and for some reason I always do back-to-back Charleses.
I like your style, Ben.
Yeah. Who's on this week, Ben?
Yes, Charles 75N.
Charles 75N, right on.
The gentleman who created the fabric wrap Kramer that I've been building on my channel in a series of videos. If you haven't seen it, check it. I'm not gonna lie, it's cool. It's one of a kind.
No, Ben. I'm planning on mentioning that after trivia. We're not leaving here without talking about your
Charles said.
And for you Van Halen heads, I'm just saying, I do a little nod to Eddie with one particular thing so far.
Yeah, so Charles 75N was our trivia winner on Wednesday. Is that right, Charles?
I think so.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. He was. So all right, kids. So thanks for hanging out. We're going to play some trivia. Now the show gets fun. You want to see John DeShane? Here he is. Hey, John.
Welcome to HALENVILLE, John.
Hey,
cool, bro.
Might be muted.
Your audio's effed up again, John. We go through this sometimes, John and I. It happens. He knows. He's a professional at this point. Wily veteran, in fact.
It'll get it. It'll get there.
Oh, yeah.
Are you there, John?
No.
Can't hear you, bro.
We see you.
This happened on my channel when he came on before.
All right, so we can't hear you. So you unmute your audio or enable your...
Allow access to...
Yeah.
Give permission.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what we did last time.
You on a phone or you on an iPad or a computer?
Maybe check something in the audio.
Yeah.
What's up, Guitar Man 45? Charles 75N says his ears are burning. Well, no. I'd rather have my ears burning than other parts of my body. Just saying.
No.
Hashtag Taco Bell.
Wait a minute. I don't know about that, Ben.
You guys got me.
There you go.
Yeah, there he is.
There he is.
John.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, good.
How you doing, John?
Fantastic, man.
Awesome, man. Good to see you, man.
Awesome. Gotta say before we start, Fruitcake, I love your show, man. It's
thank you.
Huge thing, and Charles, you're great. Ben, of course, you know that.
Thank you.
Sandra, I'm sorry I was a dick earlier.
There's no, nah.
Can you hear me okay, John?
Yeah, I got you now. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm so sorry
good.
about that.
All right. So
don't even worry about it.
all right. So John, we are gonna do some trivia. You're gonna answer 10 questions about music and rock and roll trivia while I step away, and then when Sandra texts me, I'll come back and I'm gonna answer the same 10 questions. And if you beat me, I'll give you the choice of your pick out of that 10. There's one Jason Becker and one Stadium Tour pick still in there. Yngwie's, Steve Vai's, and Sammy Hagar's for your liking.
I think we're going for Becker. I think
all right. Right on, bro. And I'll include you a couple of these.
He's already confident, T. Yeah.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah,
you can't use symmetry as a phone a friend this time, John. Just saying.
No, I can't.
I will include
I'll go legit.
a prize pack for you. Yeah, cool. Dude. So let's have some fun. I'm gonna get gone here. I'm gonna mute while I go. Leave the camera on. Sandra, take it away.
All right. Okay. John, I'm going to ask you 10 general knowledge rock and roll questions. If you've been watching the show, these are all repeat questions. You should know the answer.
I should.
You should. You'll have 10 seconds per question to answer. If you don't know the answer, just say pass and we can move on immediately.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay.
Good luck,
the
bro.
first question is going to be either A or B. Here it is. When did rock and roll originate? The 1940s or B, 1950s?
1950s.
Yes. Number 2. Who coined the phrase rock and roll?
Elvis Presley?
No. Number 3. Who is the father of rock and roll?
Chuck Berry?
Yes. Number 4. Who is the king of rock?
Elvis?
Yes. Number 5. Who's the king of pop?
Michael Jackson?
Yes. Number 5. What are the main instruments in a rock band?
Guitar, bass, and drums.
Yes. Number 6. How many top 40 songs did Elvis have?
Jesus Christ. 40?
No. Number 7. Stairway to Heaven was played live for the very first time in this city.
Atlanta?
No. Number 8. How many drummers have played for AC/DC?
3.
No. Number 9. Who played guitar for Guns N' Roses originally?
Izzy Stradlin?
No. And number 10. Hollow is a metal ballad by this fierce band.
No idea. Pass.
Okay. How do you do, Brendan?
He got 1, 2, 3.
3.
He got 5. He got 5.
Okay.
5 out of 10.
Good job.
Very cool. Very cool, man.
Nicely done. Text the cake.
Text the cake.
Was Slash? Was that Slash? Was the first guy?
No.
No.
Think about the name, John.
I know,
Yeah.
but I'm not
Think about the
saying.
name of the
Yeah.
band.
Yeah, no.
I'll tell you.
Chat.
Yeah, she'll give
Hey,
it. She'll
Charles?
give it at the end.
All I'll say is he went to junior high with my cousin.
I will shut this shit down right now.
If you asked me how to set up an intonation in E flat, I could do that for you.
That's what counts, my brother.
Tony should be back. And he's
Okay.
this should be interesting.
What the hell happened?
No, 5. He's got me. I'm done.
I
Never
asked
know.
Ricky.
Good. Hey, no, John. Look, don't count yourself out, man. This
Yeah,
is
don't.
this is
You
not
never,
over.
you just never
It's
know.
not over. We may have a tiebreaker. We may even get one of those.
I've seen Tony do both. I've seen him soar for the stars. I've also seen him crash on takeoff.
Yep.
You never know.
It's fun either way.
It is. It is the
There we
wild
go.
card known as Tea Cake. He's back.
All right.
And
All
you're
right,
muted.
T, the-
You're muted.
Unmute yourself, and the magic number is 5.
Mute.
5, dude.
Yeah, he's unmuting. There you go.
All right. How
The
about
number,
now?
the number to
Yeah.
beat.
Is 5.
Number to beat
Huh.
is 5.
5 alive.
Back
All
in five.
right.
Johnny 5 is
I'm going
alive.
to ask you 10 general knowledge questions that I've already asked before. We are in week 16, I think, of 10-shot rock and roll trivia.
Has it been that many weeks? I
Yeah.
heard you
Yeah,
say that.
we've been doing it for a little bit now.
I thought it was like 4 or 5.
No. Are you ready?
I guess so.
This first one is going to be A or B. Now, question number 1. When did rock and roll originate? A, 1940s, B, 1950s?
1950s.
Yes. Number 2. Who coined the phrase rock and roll?
Elvis Presley.
No. Number 3. Who is the father of rock and roll?
Chuck Berry.
Yes. Number 4. Who is the king of rock?
Elvis Presley.
Yes. Who is the king of pop?
Michael Jackson.
I'm
Yeah.
done.
Number 1, 2, 3. I don't
You're
know.
on number 6. You're on number
Number-
6.
Oh, 5, 6.
6.
Okay.
What are the main instruments in a rock band? I'm sorry.
Bass, guitar, drums.
Yes. Number 6. How many top 40 songs did Elvis have?
$18.
No. Question 7. Stairway to Heaven was played live for the very first time in this city.
Raleigh, North Carolina.
No. Number 8. How many drummers have played for AC/DC?
3.
No. Number 9. Who played guitar for Guns N' Roses originally?
Tracy Guns.
Yes. Number 10. Hollow is a metal ballad by this fierce band.
Queensryche.
No.
Okay.
You got me, buddy.
He got you by one. He got 6.
Yeah, he did. Good job. Good job, Tony.
All right, guys.
There he goes.
Tracy Guns with the defining answer.
Number 1. When did rock and roll originate? 1950s. Number 2. Who coined the phrase rock and roll? Does anybody on the panel know?
Little Richard?
Alan Freed.
Oh, yeah.
The father of rock and roll, the answer was Chuck Berry. Who is the king of rock? Of course, it's Elvis. Who's the king of pop? Michael Jackson was correct. What are the main instruments in a rock band? Guitar, drums, bass. How many top 40 songs did Elvis have? And does anyone else
57.
like
No, that's
okay.
how many?
100.
Wow.
100.
I thought 57
I was going to say that.
100.
I was like at least 100. Nah,
Wow.
I said 40, Tony.
you did. Wow.
Stairway to Heaven
I
played
said
live
18.
for the first time in
Madison.
Belfast.
Oh, Belfast. Okay.
I was
Madison
thinking New
Square
York
Garden.
City for some reason.
How many drummers have played for AC/DC?
Is it 4 or 5?
12. It's 12.
12.
Freaking
I never
Spinal Tap.
would have got that.
Chris
Spinal
Slade.
Tap.
Who played guitar
original-
for the Beatles originally was Tracy Guns, and Hollow is a metal ballad by Pantera.
Ah.
Should have known.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, you're right. Jesus.
Awesome.
Man.
That-
Good question.
And that's it. For
Nicely
week-
done.
12. I'm like, AC/DC's been around for like basically 50 years, but even 12 drummers, that's still not a long stint for any of them. You know, like, dang.
John,
That's a
you
lot
did
of drummers.
good, brother. You did good, John. Jeez, man.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, man, it's nice meeting people in the chat. You know what? Who cares?
Charles,
who
we know
wins?
each other. Charles, we
Yeah,
know
I
each
know.
other.
I'm just saying, I love seeing you guys.
Yeah.
I know that. I just love seeing everybody, man. It's just wonderful.
John,
Wonderful.
send me your information, dude. There's
You
an
won,
email.
buddy. No, you won. Fair.
Yeah, but you still get a.
I'm
you
going to
get a-
send you a prize
booby
pack,
prize.
dude.
oh,
Yeah, dude.
no. Come on now.
I'm going to send you some stuff.
Look at this dude. He knows what it's about.
Well, yeah.
Ah.
That's it.
Thanks for that.
Symmetry plays an Explorer through JCM 900. I bet he does.
What? No, nobody plays anything through a JCM 900. Come on. Except for symmetry.
That was great, John. I had a lot of fun, so thank you.
Yeah,
Awesome.
send
Very
me
cool.
your name and address into the email down there, and I'll send you a nice prize pack.
Will
This
do,
is
Tony.
fun.
Thank you so
Hang
much.
out,
for
dude. Yeah,
having me
dude.
on.
You
Appreciate it.
got it.
You rock, man.
Good questions, Sandra.
Yeah, those were great.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Yeah. So, are you going to be here next week, Sandra, or are we writing the questions? So you're gone next week.
Somebody's actually, yeah,
I
somebody's.
bet you
writing-
Charles probably has questions already.
I got him.
Good.
Charles. Okay.
Charles has some good trivia. I'm just saying, whenever he comes on my channel, he drops a piece of trivia, and because he likes to bring this channel over to my channel, and we do a little giveaway and trivia. And he's had some really cool questions. That both times he asked me in the green room beforehand. He's like, "Here's the question."
Everybody's a winner.
Oh, I do not know either.
I just
But I'm
make
curious to
certain
find it.
that I'm ready whenever Sandra's not here to have good questions ready.
Right?
Because she sets
Charles
the bar
always
really
has good
high, okay?
questions.
She definitely does, and I would much rather her do the trivia and get to enjoy
Dude,
it.
I can't wait to hear those next week, Charles.
Yeah,
Right
they're
on,
golden,
bro.
guys. You'll get a kick out of them. They're great.
So-
They're
so-
good, you know.
You're watching.
We may let B play next week. I don't have to play every week.
You'll
you
know
know.
the answer to some of these too. I mean, they're not just
I'll play.
knock over easy questions. You're going to have to know a few things about general rock, maybe the year an album came out, things like that.
I'll be done.
Charles, don't lie.
We
Charles,
can mix it up. Yeah.
That'll-
Charles, every time it's like on 1973 on October 31st, did I have cheese or bacon on my burger?
It was both, brother.
That's right.
Very cool, man. Very cool. But yeah, we'll do that. It'll be fun. And I hope there's a tiebreaker. Tiebreakers will always be a photograph of a young rocker, and you got to tell me who it is. You got to tell us all who it is,
Cool.
That's just because I have a bunch
So
of
you
photos.
gonna hold up an image on your phone, Charles, or?
I think we did
Right on.
young Robert Plant on your show, didn't we, Ben?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
And it was funny because Ferdburfel won, and he messaged me after. He goes, "Well, you did give a hint," and I said, "Well, because I thought we had a lot of answers, and I thought, well, we'll just put that out there."
The
and
hints you gave
close, and he's like, "How is it close?"
Here you go, John.
The hints you gave, you said there's a couple. Here's where it was. You gave a major hint, Ben. It was just you said there's a couple of very close answers, and the name Jimmy Page had already come up 3 times, and he was the only name that had come up multiple times, and so they were just doing the math in their head, and somebody took a shot. That's what I think, and that just goes to show you we have an awesome chat.
Yeah, that's thinking on your feet. That's like when the guitar player breaks a string, and it's back in the day, John, when you didn't even have necessarily backup guitar. So, like, I remember we would just turn it into a thing. Like, hey, folks, you ever wondered how you replaced a guitar string on a guitar? Well, we're going to show you right now. And the guy would just walk through right on the microphone, and boom.
What I'd like to see is like for the 5150 album, which harmonizer did Eddie Van Halen use? Was it the H910? Was it the H499? Or was it the H3000?
I don't know the answer to that.
It's the H49 or 949.
Okay.
Which started back in Fair Warning days. Those are the questions.
All that stuff, John. You know all that gear stuff, man.
Just the gear stuff. I don't know about.
I gotta tell you, see, that's what I love about hanging out with you guys. I want to know those things. I want to know all that stuff, and the only way I'm ever going to learn it is being around you guys, man. It's amazing what I absorb just hanging out with you. All you people in the chat affect me in some way. And
John's going to send me to school. Point this way. John's going to send me to school in a few weeks because I managed to book the boys from Tone Talk on next month. So I know John's going to be very active in the chat because he's like, all right, I don't have to push 300 other meatheads out of the way for me to get my questions answered. And so John's going to help me out and basically co-host from the chat. I just know
that's awesome.
Which I love because John has great questions.
I'm pretty friendly with Dave and Mark, so yeah.
That's so cool. I can't wait to see
anything I can do to help, Ben. Absolutely.
That'll be fun.
It'd be a great show, Ben. That'd be really cool, dude.
I'm looking for
gear nerd heaven.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cool place to be once in a while, right?
It was great to see you on Andrew's 5150 show last night, dude.
Bunch of fun.
That was awesome.
I love Andrew. I would say we're both class of 2018. We both started our channels.
I know my 2 favorite YouTubers, dude, at the same. It was great, dude. Awesome.
Great.
That's just good YouTube, man.
Yeah, man.
YouTube.
You hadn't watched that? Go back and watch that. And Andrew's links are down below in the description.
They're in the chat too. I see. Thank you, Sandra. Yeah, that came out of, what was it? I was hanging out here one night. Andrew popped in the chat, and then all of a sudden my phone goes off, and he's like, hey, you want to do a hang next month? And I'm like, sure. Of course, because I'm trying to think. I know I popped on briefly on a show either earlier this year or late last year. Something to do with Haas. He invited me on, so I popped on. Mm-hmm. And prior to that, I think literally I was Andrew's first guest, like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, so really, is that true, Ben? I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, because he was like, well, I don't know. We're in a chat. I said it last night. It was something about, and I mentioned Ronnie Wood, and he's kind of like, oh, you like the Stones? I'm like, yeah, I like the Stones. He's like, I like the Stones too. You want to come on my channel and talk about the Stones? I'm like, yes, I do very much. So. Go on.
Great. That is great.
Yeah.
Stones, yeah.
Ben and Andrew's links are always down below in our shows here.
Which I appreciate, Tony.
Yeah, both are all. You can always reach them. Ben Sunday and Mondays. Sunday Hang, Monday Canuck Show.
Yeah, live Q&A, because, that beats actually having to think of a topic or anything, Tony, like you do each week. You're like, what are we going to do? The theme of the week on Saturday night. I don't. I just say live Q&A, which for a musician is literally just phoning it in. It's nothing.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about? That's what you're saying, basically, to your viewers. What do you want to talk about? So, but we always have fun on that.
No, that's the beauty of the show, though.
Yeah.
A little bit
Both
of Canadian
those
trivia
links are
mixed
there.
in, or fun facts, Canadian style. What's a beaver tail? Well, we'll explain that more on Monday nights.
Yeah.
That's so cool. That is so cool.
You know what, guys, though? The thing is this community is so strong and so tight-knit that it's unbelievable. It really is. With Charles and Tony and Ben and, Johnny, if that's your flavor. And, it's fantastic. It really is. We all know each other, and we're all from all over the planet. We got people.
Isn't that the coolest thing,
UK.
John?
We got people in the UK. We got people, all over the place. It's a wonderful place to be, and everybody respects each other, and it's a great place to be, and I'm thankful to be able to be part of it. It's a great thing.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Yeah, it's true.
Agree. Well
I
said.
love it. Yeah, and the fact it is so global, it's crazy, because it all starts with, hey, you like guitars? I like guitars.
Yeah.
You like music? I like music. Yeah,
that's right.
And
that's it. It's like I'm looking for a delay, for this kind of delay. So you have 34 different options coming to you from different guys all over the planet that have tried them, so you don't have to buy the damn thing. And there's a discussion and a trust that happens between all of us, and it takes a minute to get into the club, but 3 weeks in, everybody's family. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
and it's odd. It really is odd in this 2022 world, where you can actually find guys that love guitars and love music, and they love people that are lovely. It's tough. It's tough to find. It really is. I'm in the West Coast, and I'm a player that's played for years and years, clubbed and gigged and done all of those things, but I find my friends are you people online. It's fantastic, right?
Absolutely.
So it's a good thing. We need to protect it and love it and grow it. And it's stimulated me. I've got to do things that you guys aren't doing, so I can share and partake in the community, right? So that's my goal, is to do not RJ demos, but some higher end demos of the stuff that I'm doing, and the playing that I'm doing, and
very
all
cool
that stuff, and the gear. I've got good stuff.
I just look at it as making home movies, and we just make them
absolutely, absolutely
have fun,
and everybody loves it, right?
Everybody does their part in this community. They all have a small part to play. We all do something, and it all comes together in little bits here and there on different channels.
Yeah,
and it's fantastic. It is fantastic.
And I can say, on the YouTube side of things, as a content creator, which a little bit different than, say, Tony, because Tony's a live stream based channel, and whereas I'll do both as well with gear demos. I have so many comments on gear demos. I'm looking for this sound. I'm looking for that sound. I'm like, I've never seen your name before. You really need to find this community, because we'll help you out. It's like, hit the
and that's where I feel,
please.
Ben. that's where I feel, Ben, I can come in, right? Because I've done 1,000 gigs and I've done all the rest of it. So I can take a pedal, I can put it down, and maybe in 5 minutes I can show you what it's all about.
Exactly.
Right? And maybe people will like it, maybe they won't like it, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's you know, it's
all it matters is if you're having fun doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude.
There's always someone who needs to hear what you're going to say, John. It might only be 1 or 2 people, but they need to hear it. You'd be amazed the things I've learned just being around you guys. It blows my mind. It blows my mind because I would not learn it.
Ryan Hall has the term for it, the music in laws. Yes, the music in laws. I like
well,
that.
the thing is like I have a lot of good stuff, and it's like I want to share that with people. It's like I've spent way too much money. It's like just skip all that nonsense and try this. You know, if you're going to try it, and here's what it sounds like, and if you don't like it, then try something else.
Right.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And I love how companies have embraced this stuff too, right? Where you can, as much as you can just write an email to say Dave Friedman, and he will answer you back, no problem. But the fact that on a live stream, he doesn't mind fielding, like you can say, hey, my amp's doing this, and he doesn't get all pissy because one amp has something go wrong. That's what happens. Amps, the moment you start turning them on, they start dying, essentially. So, it's like stuff happens. And he's glad because there could be other people out there afraid to ask, and they're like, oh, my amp's doing the same thing. Oh, okay. Thanks, and it's real time interaction.
Yep.
And the thing is, Ben, is, I asked Dave, I think it was last night, about the Halo pedal, right? He said, just buy it. So I bought it, right?
That's the Healy one?
What can I do? What can I do that takes Dave's opinion, which I know is true, if I can show it off and make it sound good and put a video up, fantastic, right? But I mean, it's all part of the community, right? Dave's part of the community. Mark's part of the community. RJ's part of everybody is, right? So it's like Dave said, buy it. And Dave has built my whole pedal board, right? Dave, what do you think about this? Buy it. Don't buy it. Do this. Try that.
Right.
And I'm the happiest guitar player ever because Dave has told me what to buy and not to buy. I've done all the research, and he said, no, do this, do that. So, I'll get the Halo, and I'll put
he's a great guy to
right. I'll put a demo out so everybody can hear it because Dave said,
I would love to hear that. I would love to hear that, John.
Yeah. So I mean, that's I feel it's my duty as being part of this community with the talent, whatever much I have, to be able to show it and say this is what I got out of it.
Yeah,
so
share
people can
it,
say yeah or no, right?
Please
share it, man.
Please.
Put it out there.
Absolutely,
got it.
Absolutely.
Apparently, I saw some breaking news in here. John, you're going to freak out. Guitar Man 45 has actually not bought anything in a week.
Holy
shocking!
Christ.
My goodness!
Wow.
What's wrong? What's wrong? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. Have you been ill?
Yeah, there's something wrong with him. He's got a cold or something.
Yeah. Nice.
And excuse me.
T, you got to open that box, man.
Ooh, unboxing. That's right.
Forever.
Nice.
I like that.
Forever.
Very nice.
Yeah, I just have the one bumper sticker because
That's
Telecasters.
that's a decal.
That's great.
Nice.
That's
you, John.
great, man.
Telecaster is the best guitar, period.
Mm-hmm.
I've got an You're right, B. My bad.
Oh, no, it's fine.
All right.
Yeah. John is really making me. He's like, you got to get some higher end gear, Ben. Just quit dicking around, as you said to me more than one occasion. I'm like, I know. It's like I just don't want to get into the overly space station-y digital stuff, but I'm leaning there.
Well, no, Ben, you've got so much equity in your boxes and boxes of pedals, right?
This is true.
So sell some of them off and get into it. And you know what? I'm not a rich man, but that's what I did. I sold off all my stuff that was okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put together a fund. It was $600, I think it was.
Yep.
So 600 goes in, 600 goes out, and
I've been
back
looking
and
at the
forth.
Halo too. I just got probably next month. I'll probably pick that up.
So I bought one. I bought one, Ben.
Nice. And
But
it's
my
two memory bands.
my DD 500 went up for sale, so it's in a wash, right?
Yep.
So
to answer Holly's question, it's always Decal for me.
Yeah.
It's always Decals.
Decals.
And the thing is, Ben, you have so much stock.
I'm overstocked in the pedal department. Let's be honest.
You could put together a 20 pedal board of really high-end stuff without costing you a cent.
It was funny. I was moving a bunch of shelving out in the garage, right? And it was like from a bookcase that had like 7 shelves. And my buddy's like, "What are these pieces of wood for?" I'm like, "Pedal boards, man. Those are all pedal boards."
Yeah.
And he just laughed. I'm like, "I'm sorry. Every time I see a piece of wood that's about 18 by 10, I'm like, yeah, you can put a row on there nicely, including a walk. Perfect. Yeah."
So I mean, it's the same thing. I got the B100 Deluxe head, so I built a cab to match Dave's, right? The 2 vintage 30s and 2 greenbacks. But I want a Dave cab, right? Obviously, you got to have the matching pair.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the whole thing. I can't afford it. It's $1,700 for that cab.
Yeah, it's really expensive,
right? So it's like, do I sell my high-end effects to get the cab, or it's always it's a hard thing to do. But you know what? If you want tone, you got to pay for it. Really.
Damn, that was hard to get into.
It is true.
Yeah. God dang.
That's all there is.
There's a lot of tape.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I've been playing for.
I did it barehanded too.
Oh,
John, go ahead. What were you saying? You've been playing for how long?
35 years. No, I'm 50 years old. I started at 9. So whatever that is.
Nice, dude. 41 years, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
But, money does not equal good stuff. It never does. You have to do your research. You have to do all the rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, it's like I'd rather have 10 pedals that are really, really good, as opposed to hundreds of pedals that are okay.
Yeah.
You can't use 100 pedals, though. It's hard.
Well,
the big thing is, Charles. No, the big thing is, Charles, for me, as a player, like I'm a total Eddie Van Halen head, right?
Sure.
The only way I can play is if it sounds good to me.
I hear you there.
No
the crowd does not matter.
Yeah.
So I've taken steps. I've got a Captor X, which I can feed right to the front of house, so they can do whatever they want.
God.
But if it doesn't sound good on stage to me, I can't play.
Oh, I hear that, bro.
They taped the crap out of that. I
can
didn't pack that.
see inside this already.
I didn't even pack that, T.
Oh,
what do you got here, Tony? What are we doing here, man?
I'm trying to get in here. Oh
It's
my
one of those
gosh.
Unboxing
What
that's
is-
going to take forever.
No, it's coming out. I'm trying to slide it out. It's not. What is this made of?
Space age polymers.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Guitar Man has been playing for 49 years. I believe it.
Wow.
He owns all the gear.
He does. Yeah, he's
only been alive for 53.
I love Bo.
Shit.
Man, if you ever get anything in the mail from Brendan,
I didn't
make
pack
sure
that.
you have your all your tools with you.
Hitman? Like Bailey?
Goodness.
See, I didn't pack that
Hey,
part.
I can say that, but then again, When Brendan sent me the cigar box, I was glad to spend an hour and a half unboxing it.
Well, that was because it had to go, over the border, so I had to
exactly.
You are
nice.
a packing fool, dude. You
Yeah,
packed this thing nicely.
Well,
Man, it could have been eggs.
Can I give a tip to everybody? No.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Sure.
What is this?
It's supposed to be like a badge type thing. You can stick it on something.
It sticks.
Yeah.
Check this out.
Yeah, check that out.
Oh,
nice.
Wow.
Put it on your car, toolbox,
That's sharp.
work
Sandra,
truck.
Is it
screenshot.
magnetic or sticky?
No, it's like sticky on the back.
I got you.
Oh, nice.
So,
okay.
Dude, that's
Very
so
nice.
cool.
isn't that cool?
That's badass.
Is it like an 1/8 of an inch thick, like raised up? Did you do that with your printer?
No, I didn't do that. I saw that and I was like, ooh, I like the font, and I was like, because it's similar to your font, T. So
That's
I was
what
like,
I thought it was.
I like it.
I thought it was.
No, it's
That's
pretty cool.
awesome.
That is.
Yeah. That's cool. I
Wow.
thought it was cool. So I was like, I got to get that for T.
Brendan, that's
Screenshot.
badass, dude.
Now,
Pretty cool.
see, John, being Canadian, if it was 1986, you put that across the back of your jean jacket, how badass would that be? Right?
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Yeah, but then they'd
Right
scratch
across
out.
the upper stitch. Yeah.
But then they'd
Yep.
scratch out pick and put other things, and you get in trouble.
That's awesome, B.
That's
Thank
cool.
you, bro.
Yeah, man.
So cool.
God
Cool.
damn, that's killer. Look at
I don't
that.
know where you're gonna put
And
it.
it sticks. It
yeah.
sticks on something.
Something. So
Oh
I don't know.
my gosh.
I'm sure you'll figure
and
out
it's
where
cut.
to put it. Yeah,
it's
die cut.
literally, yeah, dude. How
Very cool.
awesome.
Very
You almost want to put that on the car. I'm just saying.
Almost.
I know. God damn.
Can I suggest one thing to the chat?
Certainly.
For anybody that's
right up there.
kind of a guy that, not a shredder, but try one of these. It's a Dunlop flow pick, it's called.
Oh, the flows.
Honestly, I've been playing 1 millimeter, just the regular, not the nylon
I have
ones,
one.
the other one. But if you guys could try one of these, just order them. They're cheap. Try one of these. They do a fantastic job.
Dunlop Tortex Flow.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
This one would be.
Yeah.
Whatever material that you guys like.
Oh, if
Try
you
those.
yeah.
What do you think of them, Tony?
Apparently, there's El John Go's email for everybody. Hashtag screen grab.
Yes.
What do you think of
Make
those?
they make a very fine pick. I'm
What do
very
you
fond and have been for a long time of Dunlop products. The jazz.
I like the fact it's not as
All
small
the
as
versions.
one of those jazz picks, but it's not full size either. You know, it's in between. It's really interesting.
What do you think of them, Ben?
They're not bad. I'm still more the traditional shape. Like I just keep going back to.
Yeah, but you don't do a lot of super speedy
No.
stuff. Yeah.
Don't they make
for that? I
pick?
would be using just a thicker pick. You know, like a gravity pick
Yeah.
probably or something.
That's
Don't they
what these
make
guys,
that
they're
pick
kind of like the
in a-
hybrid, right? They go between being able to do, good strumming and all the rest of it. But if you want to do a little blazing riff, for me anyways, I honestly would try the flow picks, guys. Just give them a rip.
Hey guys, before you keep going, I'm gonna jump out of here. I'm not feeling the best, so I try to make it to the end. Can't make it to the end.
Get some
better,
rest
bro.
and be well, brother.
All right,
will,
bro.
I will
rock,
see
bro.
you guys. Always fun. My favorite part of the weekend. I love all you guys, and we'll see you next week.
Take care,
Love
buddy.
you, brother.
Be
Feel
well.
better, man.
Take care, everybody.
All right.
I thought it was already subbed to
Man.
John.
Very cool.
It's like I saw Sandra just like John's got 12 subs. I'm like, wow, that's not cool. I'm like, look, well, I'm one of the 12. Okay, fair enough.
Right on.
I have not done anything properly with that.
I didn't realize John had a channel. I guess we all technically have a channel. But
If you have a name in the chat, you have a channel.
I just,
It's
There you
amazing.
go.
It's amazing to
John's
this day.
channel.
John, you've seen it. Like in Pete Thorne's chat, every week, Pete will get, "Hey, Ben's on after me, blah, blah, blah." And someone will say, "Hey, Ben, what's your channel name?" It's same as yours. It's your screen name is your channel name. That's the way it works. This is YouTube. I never quite understood that, but
I promise you guys, I'll start uploading some stuff that you might like. It's a little more than just intro kind of guitarist stuff, right? It might be a little bit more. I've been playing for 35 years or whatever the hell it is, right? So I might be able to add something to this community that's will help.
Yeah,
Very
put
cool,
it out
man.
there, dude.
I'm gonna sub
So
you.
yeah, I
Absolutely.
will. I'll get on it. I've been
Put it
kind of
out
beating
there.
myself up about it, but
well,
I've
you've
got
come on my channel a couple times so far, and you're definitely going to come back on as well, which is awesome because I'll be honest, I met John this way through one of my Zoom call deals, and after John was on the first time, our mutual friend Symmetry, he's like, "So what do you think of John?" I'm like, "I like him. He's a character," and I'm like, "I have to get him on." And I didn't even tell you for like a few weeks, but the whole time with Symmetry, I'm like, "Yeah, I like John." It's like because then I can tell by you've been around YouTube long enough, you can tell by somebody in the chat, but then to actually have a conversation, and all of a sudden you're like, "Okay, yeah." I was like, we could do a Sunday show for sure, and we did, and it was fun.
No, I did we had a weekend probably 3 or 4 weeks ago where we went on Johnny Bean and too much booze, too much scotch, but I got on there and I fired up the amp and I was ripping away and people seem to like it, so it's something.
Yes.
I'll figure it out so I can actually hear what I'm doing and put some good stuff out, hopefully.
Good. That sounds great, John, man.
Yeah.
Because I'm a total. I mean, Eddie's my guy, right? He's always been. So I mean, I'm one of those guys that goes between both eras, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I love Hagar and DLR, and I try to play both. So.
Oh, that's cool. That's very cool, man.
Which is really fun in the tone chasing department.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So yes, don't let us forget. Holly has reminded us to
talk about the concert you went to last week.
You were gone last week, dude, and you sent some pictures. We showed some pictures on last week's show, Brendan and me. What was up with the show, man? You were standing out there in the rain, looked like to me.
You were talking about sheds.
Yeah,
you were talking
we
about
had a
sheds.
trivia question. While you're telling this, I'm gonna change my camera and all and show you.
Very cool. I got to spend another evening with my kids. It was not all of them. My daughter Taylor had food poisoning, so but she's better now. She's all good, but she missed the show. I got to go to probably one of the best concerts I have ever been to in my entire life last week. And I've seen a lot of shows, guys. I've been to a lot of concerts my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
And I have, a really good memory. And I can very easily say I went and saw Loverboy, REO Speedwagon, and Styx last week.
That's an impressive lineup.
I have seen all of those bands multiple times. Loverboy, probably the most. I've seen Loverboy like 8 times. I've seen them with everybody. Back in the 78's when they formed, 1980 is when they actually released their first album. And they opened for everybody in LA for a long time, for years, couple of years, 3 years. And I went to this show this last week, and they opened the show. And my expectations for this concert was kind of like when I went to the Crew and to see Poison and see Def Leppard. I was going to overlook all of their age and inadequacies because they're still rocking, and I appreciate it.
Right.
Nice. I was absolutely blown away.
No doubt.
First of all, Loverboy hits this stage. And radio, and Ben and I talked about this actually last week.
Yeah.
A little bit. But Loverboy's radio play was keyboard-driven music primarily. You heard a lot of synthesizer. And I really didn't dig him on the radio that much. I really didn't. I wasn't a big radio Loverboy fan at first. I just wasn't. But when I saw them in concert, these guys are rockers. Their stage show is wonderful. For the early 80s, these guys were on fire. And all the hits that you guys know from the radio. My favorite Loverboy song is Hot Girls in Love. Okay.
Great song.
It's always been my favorite. It will always be my favorite because in concert,
there you go.
The
speaking of big picks,
guy named Paul Dean has been their guitar player. He's still their guitar player today. He's the original guitar player. And Mike Reno is the vocalist. And I believe 3 of the original band members were in the lineup that I saw. 3 or 4 of them now that I think about it, because there's 5 guys in Loverboy. Yeah. But these guys opened this show. Excuse me. And I'm in this concert with 20,000 people. Okay. If it wasn't sold out, it may as well have been sold out. The merch tables were like out of everything by the end of Loverboy. And I'm sitting there in the pouring flipping rain with my kids, guys. It was pouring rain, and we were on the lawn. We got the lawn seats. We're just hanging out and gonna enjoy the show. I was not expecting anything. I'm standing there with my daughter, Ashley, and Logan in the pouring rain watching Loverboy, having the best time I've had at a concert in years, man. And they sounded every band I saw that I'm going to tell you guys about right now sounded just as good as they did back then.
You know what's funny?
A couple of small exceptions. I'll mention them as I go into it, but for the most part, I just can't believe how good these guys sound. And so they come in and they pull off, and the rain starts to slow down towards the end of their set to where it was just a little sprinkle. And then it didn't rain another drop of rain the rest of the night. So Loverboy poured some rain for the first 2/3 of their set, and then as it diminished off, the rain just stopped. But at the end of Loverboy, I said, my God, this is, and my daughter, she just dug the shit out of it. It was,
I was going to say, similar in the commonality with Nazareth, much deeper catalog than I like. I'm sure it'd be deeper for me as a Canadian because Loverboy got a lot of radio play. John can attest that back in the day. Like, talk about it, a much deeper catalog than you think. You're like, oh yeah, Loverboy, 3 or 4 hits. No, go for a dozen.
Canadian band, dude. Canadian band.
You know, the one thing, Charles, I've always found, because like Ben said, being Canadian, so there's Loverboy, there's Trooper, there's Headpins, there's Chilliwack, there's all these bands.
Mm-hmm.
When they get on stage, they rock it the hell out of it.
Yeah.
Keyboards are way back in the mix, and the guitars are, they're dirty.
They're
chunking away and
2 full Marshall stacks. 2 full Marshall stacks guitar was the primary.
Yeah, who gets backline supplied 2 full stacks these days, John? Usually they're all half stacks. They're like, we'll make your half stack. No, Paul Dean has 2 full stacks.
It was surprisingly badass.
Yeah.
I could, and they played all the songs. Every hit they had, they played them. And so they're done, they're finished, and I'm sitting there with all these people, and they're all singing the songs. The average age at this show, okay, I'm 60 years old. Kevin Cronin is 70.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell he was 70. He's rocking like he's 30 flipping years old.
It's like
and
Sammy.
I mean, he is rocking like he's 30 years old.
It's like Sammy.
They sound as good today as they did. I've seen REO Speedwagon.
Yeah.
Half dozen times. I've never heard him sound better.
So Charles, you're out there in the rain. 2 questions. When did it stop raining? And how many tall cans of Budweiser did you
I ended up getting
drink out there?
The rain was pretty hard until about 2/3 through their set. Then it started to diminish off. It was still sprinkling during the set change before REO came on. It went Loverboy, REO, Sticks. And I looked at my daughter and I said, you know, we're on the lawn, we're standing. And I was cool. It was cool. But I looked at her and I said, hey, you know, why don't I go grab us a couple of lawn chairs and we'll sit down and I'm just going to drink a few beers and enjoy this, because I had such a great vibe at that moment. I was like, man, I'm camping out. This is going to be something.
A few.
And the entire crowd was like that. And I saw zero drama of any kind at this show. I saw some of the most polite group of 20,000 people I've ever seen assemble in my life. It was shockingly cool.
Yeah, people are there to actually listen to the music, Charles.
And they exactly. Yeah. And they were all singing along. It was really interesting.
Yeah,
it was great to experience with my kids. You know,
fantastic, right?
But
I've got 2 young boys, 9 and 12, and you know, they come in here in my room with this here and my big amps, and they actually put headphones on.
Sure.
Right.
It's a big 100 watt, and they sit here and they rock out, and it's fantastic, right?
Yeah.
It's about music. It's about, you know, feeling.
And the kids remember that. Believe me, John.
How they get plugged, man.
Your old man played.
That's
you remember that shit.
I got my butt whipped at 9 years old at Disneyland by my father.
Right.
Okay, and I'll tell you why. They used to have an open air kind of a quad kind of an area. I think it was just outside of It's a Small World back in, I'm talking 9 years old. So we're talking about 1960, 1969, I guess. I was born in 61, so 1970. And I'm sorry, 1970. And I'm walking by and there's a band playing. The first time I can ever remember hearing live music. And they're a rock band. And my mother and father, and we were with like friends, and none of them, it was too loud for them. It was loud music. I liked the fact it was loud. And there was a guy up on stage playing a Les Paul through a Marshall stack. Ooh. And they were playing like, as I remember, they were playing music that was kind of rocking kind of like Bachman Turner overdrivey kind of stuff.
Right.
But they had like a Hammond B3 organ going with a Leslie speaker. And I mean, that impression on me was huge, but I stopped in my tracks and I just stared at that stage for I don't know how long, until my father grabbed my hand, because they had been looking for me because they lost me. They kept walking. Okay. And I ended up getting a spanking for it. But I'd take the damn spanking if I had to in half a second. It was a big impression, huge impression on me. I remembered it, live music. It was very cool, you know. But REO Speedwagon comes on the stage, and I'm sitting down. Tony, I was probably on my second beer at this time. Okay. Wasn't doing any heavy drinking. Wasn't even planning on really drinking at all too much. But they came on. They played every single hit they had, and I'll talk about Dave Amato.
Mm-hmm.
He's a monster guitar player. He filled Gary Richrath's shoes at a time when I told you guys this once before, I wasn't okay with it. I loved Gary. I got to see him play live. And I'll give a little shout out, rest in peace, David Nesdahl. The reason he picked up a guitar was because of Gary Richrath. I believe he said that on a show once. So the impression that he left on me, that band, it's always been huge. They've always been one of my favorites. But he came out there and he had some of the most beautiful Les Pauls you've ever seen. I'm sure he got some of them at Norman's Rare Guitar because, he goes, I'm sure you guys have seen him on Norman's channel. He's a guest there quite often. And
they did a video on Gibson TV as well. They go into his vault.
Yeah, and the big screens, the thing about the sheds, and we talked about it, when you're under the shed right in front of the stage, there's one big screen that's huge on the back of the stage, and then there's one on either side up here on the wall just off the stage. And so you can watch the whole show from the back of under the shed, but when you get outside, there's still 5 more. And so I watched almost the entire concert, all 3 bands, on a big screen. And his Les Paul was huge, larger than life when they'd zoom in on him, and I would just pick it apart and look. But with all those Les Pauls, all those custom guitars, he pulled out one, probably a early 60s, I'm guessing, black Strat. And it was heavily relicked. And I mean heavily relicked. An entire fourth of the guitar at the top, right up here off the top horn, coming right across here where your arm and your wrist comes over.
Mm-hmm.
Gone, right? But instead of it being bare wood, this guitar was custom. It had a fabric inlay everywhere the relicking was. And so it was just this beautiful. And so immediately when I saw that, I thought of Ben because he's building his Kramer, his fabric Kramer. Who did the fabric on that? It was
Charles 75N.
75N,
right.
Exactly.
Now, Charles, I could go for that look if I sprayed the guitar with a gloss black and then relicked it so the fabric's coming through. But
they showed that guitar up, and
I know that's a trippy look. I always love those. It's just like, let's do this beautiful thing, and then we're going to paint over it just to relic away that you have this amazing thing underneath. Just peeking.
Mm-hmm. I had this moment at the show because I kept kind of sitting back and absorbing the crowd. And when he would be up there and they showed him through the whole, he only played it for one song. I don't remember the song. I don't even remember the song. But there was this group of people sitting next to me on either side, and we were all commenting. A bunch of old man guitar players were there. It was a trip. I haven't bonded with a group at a concert like that in a very long time. But they played every hit they had and they just kicked butt. It was great. The rain was gone by this time. And so then here comes Styx, man. And what was his name again, Ben? The
Lawrence Gowan.
Yes. Now he's a Canadian thing. You guys know all about him.
Yeah.
Not
Strange
so much.
Animal hit around 84, 85, John? I think.
You're a strange animal.
Was that his big hit? Was that
it was huge, and then he had another follow-up off that album. There's 2 or 3 songs off the first album, and then a couple songs off the next album, and then he took a break, and then he came back as Lawrence Gowan, because he was known as just Gowan initially. And then then next thing you know, like a lot of guys from the 80s, they kind of disappear in the early 2000s, and then as bands reform in the, I call it the kind of corporate fly-in date entity, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Great, because you're going to get great shows because they're all freaking sober and they're doing it as a paycheck. So, and they're happy to do it. These guys are happy to be playing as much as anything else.
And they need to be playing. They need to be
playing. And then Lawrence Gowan gets announced for Styx. Like, they played around here a bunch and stuff, and it's always a great show. Everyone's like, holy crap, I was like, yeah, no kidding, I bet.
Well, I'm a sentimental guy, and I like when Gary Richrath was out, and he had to go at that time. Him and Kevin were fighting, and I understand it, but I didn't like it. Kind of in the same way when Dave left Van Halen. I didn't like that either. But Dave stepped in there and he filled his shoes. It took me a little while to get used to him, but once I did, I realized he does such a good job on all the old material, and it was wonderful. But seeing Styx come on stage with Lawrence, you say his name is Gowan?
Yeah.
Lawrence Gowan?
Lawrence Gowan.
They couldn't fill that guy's shoes. Dennis DeYoung, you couldn't have picked another guy on the planet to do a better job of filling his shoes, being able to copy the old music and hear it the same. He's an incredibly accomplished keyboardist.
And that's the thing. Yeah, he's an amazing singer, but he's also a hell of a piano player as well.
His piano solo was very impressive. It was very impressive. He's a little more flamboyant, if that's possible, than Dennis, but he is, I think. At least that's how I see it.
Yeah, he's always been that way. Yeah.
Yeah. He's perfect for the band. Perfect. They brought Chuck Panozzo out, the bass player, they were brothers, him and the drummer. And they brought him out for about the last 4 songs. And I believe it was a couple of strokes is what he's gone through. But he came out and he played. He was with the band playing. There was another bass player who was also playing, but it was wonderful to see him because I remember last time I saw him, God, he was cool. He was great. He was a perfect bass player for that band. Tommy Shaw. They didn't play. Okay, there's 2 songs that I really wanted to hear, and I did. They didn't play them, and one was Crystal Ball. I wanted to hear Tommy Shaw do Crystal Ball. He didn't do it, and the other was Snowblind. And what is the other guitar player's first name?
James.
Yes, thank you, James. And the difference was this: James is getting a little older, and his age is showing it. Okay, I didn't see the age thing so much with Tommy. It definitely showed with Chuck, and it definitely showed with James. He didn't play as many solos as he normally would. He used to have he used to play Jackson guitars, Floyd Rose. He had a Strat, or what appeared to be a Strat. The logo was blacked out, so I couldn't actually see the word Fender on there. It may have just been a custom build. Still had a Floyd, and he did play like 1 or 2 solos. But Tommy Shaw did a lot of the guitar work.
Yeah.
There was another guitar player.
That's how it's always been in the band anyway.
There were 3 guitar players. There was another guitar player backing up, just helping out.
So he was always the second guy, Tony?
Well, James Young was always the rhythm player. He played some lead, and they played a lot in unison in those solos. But he was not the player that Tommy Shaw is, and Tommy Shaw was the lead guitar player of that band.
Yeah, and that's true. That's true. But he did have a signature song. It's called Snowblind. It's one of the most popular songs that James did. He sang the song. He wrote the song. He did the solo to the song. It was kind of the showcase in the old days when they would play. He didn't do that song. I was kind of depressed. I wanted to see him do that. And it was obvious his age was showing a little bit. But I'm going to say this. They sounded just as good. A little different sound with the new keyboard player and singer, because his voice is very similar, but it's not quite the same. But it's so close that you just immediately embrace it, and it's good. But yeah, that was just icing on.
Charles. That's the thing, though, right? I mean, people are never the same. They're evolving every day, right?
That's right.
So it's I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, I remember going to see Van Halen in the first reunion with Dave. What was that? 2007? Was it
2006?
something like that, right?
2007.
And it was like, come on, really? But they're older, and Dave's voice is not as good, and Eddie is, he's had his problems, but you'd kind of enjoy it for what it is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I mean, I totally get what you're saying, Charles.
I was amazed that they sounded so good. They sounded
well,
so.
You know what?
With a band like Styx, you can add an extra player here and there. Like fine, because they've done a lot of ensemble pieces, right? Where there are layers in there in the original recordings. It'd be like, very. I always say, look at the Rolling Stones. As soon as they had money, they're like, Bobby Keys is playing sax, all the time. We're gonna have a keyboard player. We're gonna have background singers, because even listening to Stones records, it's a lot of saxophone, solos for a band that doesn't have an actual saxophone player in it.
Yeah.
So,
And that was the thing, like when I went and saw Van Halen in whatever it was, 2006, 7, the thing that got me wasn't Mean Streets or any of those. It was I'll Wait, those solos and stuff, right? Because Ed could totally dominate those solos, and he added his own little thing to it, as he always does.
Yeah.
And it was special, right?
It was really special watching Eddie play the solos from the songs that we knew so good from the studio albums. That was the biggest hype. My biggest thrill of Van Halen for all the first albums in the Roth era was knowing and anticipating what you were going to get in the next album. It was a mystery, but you knew it was going to be phenomenal because it every album was just this legacy that was being built. God, it was a great ride. Watching Van Halen become Van Halen, geez, man. That was about
I guess that's the thing, though. I mean, to me, though, the last great Van Halen tour was the Balance tour.
I've heard
Eddie
that.
was, he had a bummed hip and all the rest of it, but he played like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
He really did. And then after that, it was kind of turned into the, I don't know what you would say.
Yeah. Yeah.
The reunion shows, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But like I said, I saw him in 2006, and it's like, he's an old man. He can't rip around the fretboard like he used to when he was 21.
No.
So appreciate the new nuances that he's changed. And
Well, he became a tastier player in many ways, right?
100%, Ben.
100%. And I always thought that, like, just as a I want to say more than a casual Van Halen fan, but I was like, if you listen to discography, I swear Eddie got less flashy every album, starting from the first album.
100%, Ben.
And it was less flash, more taste. A little less flash, more taste. And tone chasing. Like, who sounds different every album? Most, if anything, you're going, I want that guy's sound. They go into the studio and they're like, I want that guy's sound. Yeah. But Eddie's, like, every album, I was like, oh, there's more modulation. Every album, more and more. And then by the time Balance came out, I'm like, wow, that's a huge tone. Okay.
Monstrous.
That's a long way from the Plexi cranked.
He was playing, it
was great.
Good riffs.
Yep.
But I mean, like, even when I go back and I play, a couple of cuts off of Van Halen 1, I'm sweating by the time I'm done a song. I mean, it's a workout.
I'm the one that's an aerobic exercise for guys our age, John.
Absolutely, man.
Seriously. Very cool, dude.
And then, like you say, watching the band grow, and then through with Sammy Hagar to where they're going from riff-based songs, rock and roll songs, which were great, to arrangements. Like, let's do more, because they had their own studio. So it's like, what's the budget? I don't know, electricity and tape. Like, that's it, right?
Yeah.
And somebody to turn dials just so you don't have to run back and forth. Eddie doesn't have to go, okay, record, and run in, put the guitar on, and
Yeah,
That's probably why he went wireless. Actually, it's all the running back and forth. I bet. That's it.
Yeah, I know why his hip went bad jumping off all those cabinets. My God.
But you know what? I guess the thing is like taking our bands. I mean, Charles, you know this. I mean, and maturing with them. Some really do it well, like REO Speedwagon. You know, some of the other ones, and some, you know, it's like you might have wanted to stop a little bit earlier than that.
And then there's
But
some
you know what?
even
though I mean, I grew up in a weird era. Like I'm 50, so I was born in 72, so 82 I was 10 years old. So I mean, you got all these bands beyond Van Halen that were, you know, XYZ, Ratt, Poison, all those bands.
Y&T.
Right? Yeah. All those things, right? And some of them really just, you know, transcended time, and they kept going, and other ones that they lost their chops or they didn't, you know. Right. But the guys that actually just play music for the love of music, you can always tell, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
If you can't play, you know, if your fingers don't go that fast anymore, they play something tasty.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, it's interesting. I've been really enjoyed watching George Lynch transform into who he is now, as opposed to who he was 4 decades ago.
Yeah.
He's morphed into, I appreciate him more nowadays than I did then. And he's one of my top 3 guitar players.
I agree, Charles.
He's on like another level now. Yeah. I can't really figure him out now. He's like off in this, and he's on another level now. And
it's nice to see that, which is awesome, because that's not just that corporate, you want to hear the hits, I'm going to play it note for note, I'm phoning it in, it's muscle memory. No, he's like, no, I'm still chasing something, right?
I saw this video of him 6 months ago. He was sitting playing a Les Paul Jr., a vintage Les Paul Jr. that I would say 2/3 of the original paint on the body is gone. So it's like naturally relic. Mm-hmm. And he's playing it acoustically. Doesn't even have the guitar plugged in. And he's just talking about it, the guitar, and how much he likes it, and how the neck is this and that, and it has a sweet sound. And I'm thinking, dude, it's not even plugged in, you know? And he's just playing it and doing some of the most non-George Lynch kind of stuff on it. And I just was looking at him just amazed. He amazes me the way he's transgressed in his guitar playing. He's a monster guitar player. He's a better guitar player now than he was then.
And what he's done, Charles, you know, what he's done, Charles, is he's gone back to his roots.
That's what he's done. You're exactly right.
That's exactly what he's done. He's gone back to his roots.
Fast is impressive. We all want to go fast. That's what I did. I jumped past the blues just to go fast, and now I'm spending my whole life going back to the blues. It's true. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to take guitar lessons from Ty Price. I got to get on the phone to him and do it because he's agreed. I just have to do it. Right. And he's going to teach me stuff that I didn't get.
Great.
Because I need to know it. I need to know. So I'm going back.
I did that journey at, I want to say around age 16, 17, been messing around with guitar for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And then I started paying attention more to what guitar players were saying, right?
Yeah.
And, it's around 90, 91. And, so I'm reading an interview with, let's say, Poison, right? And they're like, we got nothing on the Georgia Satellites. Those guys, they're not hiding behind anything. They're just plugging in and playing. They're the great thing. So I start checking out Georgia Satellites more, right? And they're, we're nothing. We're nothing. It's all about Led Zeppelin. I'm like, well, who's Led Zeppelin? Right? So I check out Led Zeppelin. And they're like, and then I was like, okay. And then find out with the Yardbirds connection. So I'm checking that stuff out. And my dad's just going, yep, because he's heard it all before, that, when it was new. And they're like, no, man, it's the blues, forget about rock, it's the blues. Okay. And right at that time, as I'm discovering blues, they released the Robert Johnson box set. So, all the stuff he recorded.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm on the school bus because it's a half-hour ride to school every day on the bus.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All my friends, they're listening to Girls, 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 and a lot of people listen to Chili Peppers, and I've got Robert Johnson on, just listening to Robert Johnson. Just okay, I'm like, how does he do this? I'm like, how
man, because you got the box set.
Yeah, it's 27 songs in total that he did over 2 recording sessions.
Yeah, there's only a limited amount of stuff from him.
Yeah, he only did 2 sessions that we know of.
That's the blues. That's the blues, Ben. That's the blues.
Yep. Yeah, that was like, and then I'm just like, then I realized how much blues I missed out on prior to that, like when I was a kid, because I was just like, that's old sounding, like, I don't know about that, and now I just, holy crap,
the Georgia Satellites,
we don't need big Marshall amps and Les Pauls. They're like, no, just plug me into a clean Fender, and I'm gonna do my thing, and it's beautiful. I'm like, whoa,
yeah.
Hi, Sandra.
Hi.
What's going on, man? What's going on, Sandra?
Not much. I'm here for TK.
There's nothing like shredding, though.
We're turning the corner. We're turning the corner.
Very
I think you might be froze. Are you froze, TK?
Nope.
No. Okay. You're muted.
Facing out.
Muted. Sorry.
There you go.
All right. We are at 2:10.
Hi, Chad.
We're gonna wind things down.
Edwin.
I do want to recognize
he does
Brendan.
have. Hang on, Keith.
Easy, Keith. Keith's excited. I love Keith because he's got enough excitement for both of us.
Brendan, who was with us earlier, makes these cool cigar box guitars.
They're so custom.
Yeah. So if you want one, his links are down below. You can reach
all the flavors.
him. Yeah. And there he is. Right there.
I love mine.
Yeah. And so those of you who want custom guitar picks, Legend Picks, Greg at Legend Picks, his links are always down below.
Greg is so cool.
Yeah.
I saw Sticks on there. Just saying, I saw Sticks.
Sticks is on there. Ted Nugent's on there. Many others. Yeah. Hit Greg up at Legend Picks, and he will design you something awesome. Get you a big old bag of picks.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. There's Ben's.
I love that, Ben.
Yeah, I had to customize it with the decal. I think they did it on here one night.
That's nice. That's so
sharp. And I played it through my full pedal board because I think cigar box guitars should be played through entire pedal boards.
Distorted. I love it.
It's so much fun.
Yeah. Right on.
Cigar box with stereo chorus. Yes, please.
You had an announcement?
Yeah. All right. So coming up Wednesday on this show, we talk about Van Halen every Wednesday at 9 p.m. So this Wednesday on the show, we are going to revisit our interactive listening party, and we're going to be diving down under.
Awesome.
And we're going to listen to Van Halen 1 with Simon Hosford.
That is going to be so much fun. I cannot wait.
So
for
that
this
is
listening party.
We'll be listening to Van Halen 1 all together. And this is the fourth listening party that we've done. We've done a few. We don't do them every week, but Simon Hosford has a special kin with Van Halen 1, as you know.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
So we're going to listen to Van Halen 1 with you guys and Simon Hosford on this Wednesday, the 17th.
Very cool.
I'm excited. I'm so
Yeah.
excited for this
Okay,
show.
turn your mic back on, John.
Yeah. So
We can hear the
there
noodling,
you
John.
go.
Sorry.
You're inspired. That's all I'm saying. Sound nice.
All right.
Thanks for playing in a tribute tonight, John. That was a lot of fun.
You rock,
Yeah.
John.
Yes,
Thank
John.
you.
Thanks
Ben,
so
thank
much.
I'm just
Hanging
gonna
out
just
Nazareth tonight,
for
man. That
John's
was really, really cool.
sake,
You
I'm
did
just
that.
gonna show this off for an upcoming project.
Nice. Beautiful, Ben.
All the flames.
Oh,
Nice.
wow. That's a beautiful neck. Jeez, Ben.
It's one of those
Right on.
shaped headstocks. So all the flames.
One
Yes.
of those.
Only one of those, Ben, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the future neck for my 71 telly.
So let me say this. Here on the channel, we're going to, on Show Me Your Pick, we're going to also revisit our backstage bash, and we're going to plan a contest for you to join us backstage, and that'll be in a while, and we'll gather up a few weekly winners, and we'll invite them to a big liquor drinking, God knows what else party, right after Show Me Your Pick. But that's in the that's in the making right now. We're ironing out the whens and the wheres and the whats.
We are.
To be a lot of fun. But this Wednesday we're gonna visit our interactive listening party. You know, the copyright stuff on YouTube. We have found a way around it, and we can listen to Van Halen 1 this Wednesday with Simon all together.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
So that's Wednesday.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for the kind words, Holly and Edwin. Dig both you guys. And shameless plug. The party continues tomorrow, Holly. Charles 75N and I are going to be talking Kramer guitars and fabrics, and he's already working on another member of the community's guitar, Cullen James. I'm not allowed to say if I've seen any previews of it. So, yeah. And I'll be sure to...
probably have.
And apparently, rumor has it he recently acquired a stereo chorus DOD pedal that he's holding over my head like the sword of Damocles. So,
wow.
Because, hashtag year of the Dod. So, and I want to thank Tony and Sandra and Charles for having me on, and John for
always pleasure being
trivia, which is awesome, and all you fine folks in the chat. Quite the crowd tonight. I was just watching, and they're talking to us, they're talking to each other, they're talking, which is good because an active chat is good for Tony with the algorithms.
Yeah. We love our chat,
like and
man.
subscribe. You guys
they
see subscribe during the show, so please subscribe.
They are the best. All you guys, thank you so much. Yep.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
On, John, you rock, brother.
John DeShane, it was great
I do have
hanging out with
a 1
you
minute
tonight,
thing
sir.
I was supposed to tell Charles regarding the Kramer build. Charles, a nod to Eddie is I'm using a DiMarzio Super Distortion, which he did use early on, right?
Yes.
But it's not F-spaced, so the way it will be angled, you're only going to catch, because Eddie didn't have a full width pickup originally, so you only pick up the outside. Only one pole piece will catch the outside strings, which I do believe affects the tone. So
it does.
Oh,
yeah.
It does
So
affect the
we're
tone.
going that route.
Yeah.
It was a pleasant.
Pretty minor,
Look,
guys.
Ben, I'm just going to give you a quick shout out on your channel. I thoroughly enjoy coming on your show. You are a gracious host. I anticipate it. I anticipate your show. I love when you put stuff on the bench. The Kramer bill you're doing, you're on part 4 now.
Yep.
It's just good YouTube. Okay, it's just good YouTube.
Yeah, it is.
You rock, bro. You rock.
I got a solder this week.
You know,
I got a solder.
Even the soda pop reviews, which I do.
Fantastic. It's funny because you're in Canada and we're down here in me and Tony in North Carolina, and I'm down with about half of the stuff you drink. Just people send you, but the other half completely eludes me, man. You've got my attention, man. I'm enjoying it.
We got what do we have? An old fashioned cream soda this week.
Nice.
We got
Inquiring
and
minds.
then back to some weird British stuff. I don't know because they're weird with their soda pops. Dandelion and burdock, aren't those weeds? Yes, we made a pop out of it. No, you didn't. You tried.
It's your heritage, Ben. Embrace the British.
That's it.
Very cool. Very cool.
Let me give you guys a little peek at next week. Let me open up the window.
Taylor. Thank you.
Hi, Taylor. Next week, we're going to be right here on a Saturday talking about the police. Right on.
Tony, I got to come on. I'm the biggest police fan.
There's your guest for next week, Tony.
There's no bigger police fan than me.
There is no bigger police fan.
There you go.
Right
buddy.
on.
All right.
Have you got memorabilia?
Nothing.
You got no police memorabilia?
No, I'm not into that stuff.
No. All right, dude.
Very cool. Very cool.
Awesome. We'll be right here talking the police on Saturday.
Awesome.
Yes, we will.
Thanks again for having me on. Cheers, folks.
Yeah.
You've been all
Ben,
you guys. Rock on.
Thanks, Ben.
Thanks for coming back.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, Ben.
Thanks,
John.
Brother.
John,
Until next time.
send me your stuff, and I'll send you a pack of stuff out.
It's all good.
Thanks for
All
playing
good, brother.
tonight. Always fun. And we'll be right back here next week. Sandra, right?
Yeah, you guys will be.
You won't.
Her not so much. Charles is doing trivia.
I'll be off in Winnebago somewhere in Wisconsin.
Charles is calling.
Thank you, Tony.
The questions.
Thank you, brother. I really appreciate those gifts, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Good trivia, man. It's going to be good trivia. We've got some good questions.
All right.
Oh, yeah,
John DeShane, Ben, thanks for being with us. Charles Green, Sandra, Brendan B. Squared,
Always a
Tommy.
pleasure.
We are out of here for tonight. Thank you, guys. Leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not. We talk rock memorabilia, guitar picks every single Saturday. Show me your pick. Yeah. All right. We gone. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
Good night, sweet Chris.